Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Gale right here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Chronicle video. And today, well, it's a video that I wasn't actually expecting to make for at least another week or two, to be quite honest. In fact, I wasn't actually expecting to make this video until like the 9th of October or something, because today we're going to be making a video on the brand new and recently released Bell and I's banner. Yes, the first anniversary Bell and I's are back once again, available for you to get a summon on and available for you to get. But of course, there are some changes that we have to talk about. But genuinely, I wasn't expecting to make this video for another 2 weeks, to be honest, because I thought that they would have put these guys, in the banners. Obviously, we found out that they were going to be coming back thanks to the data download, but I thought they wouldn't be coming back for at least another week or two before the extension was announced. I wasn't expecting them to be coming before the extension was going to be announced. So it's a bit of a surprise that they're here, but of course they are here. We've got to talk about whether or not you should be summoning for them or should you continue with Harmonia, and of course, what do I think about the banner changes, of course, because there is some differences to the banner compared to their initial release a couple of weeks ago. So we're gonna break it all down in this video. Of course, if you guys go on to enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and let me know in the comment section down below, did you guys summon for this Bell and I's once again or for the very first time? Because I know some people were asking me about Bell and I's because they just came into the game just as Harmonia released and once Bell and I's had gone. So if you guys did summon on the banner, what did you guys end up getting? Hopefully you guys got some good luck. Let's break down this banner, let's talk about it, and let's see what's different from the initial release first and foremost. So the first thing you can immediately notice when you click on the event support gacha banner, which is what they're calling this banner, is that, well, first and foremost, it's not a fest banner, and number two, you can already tell that the pity system or the gacha bonus point system is completely different. There is no exchange ticket for Bell or Ice. They are not pitiable through this banner, and that's an immediately big red flag. It's immediately a big red flag, and in my opinion, it's already already on the verge of being a 100% skip, even before questioning Bell versus Harmonia or whatever it is. I just think that there being no pity means it's just such a big risk you might be taking going into this banner, in my personal opinion. And so I would personally say to avoid this banner in its entirety, to be quite honest. I genuinely would say that. That being said, though, I do feel like there is a argument to be had, however, nonetheless, that maybe doing a multi or two isn't necessarily a miss, because just the opportunity of getting Bell or Eyes, I think, is a phenomenal decision. So in terms of the banner overall, if you're going all in, it's just a big risk you're going to be taking because there's no pity necessarily here. And second of all, at the same time, I will say just doing a multi or two isn't necessarily the worst idea. That being said, though, we also have to acknowledge that this is not a fest banner. Now, one thing to note is that we clearly now have a differentiation between the banners. So if you're summoning on a fest banner, they will have 10% rates. As you guys can see, if we go to the draw rate of the Harmonia banner, it's 5% and 5%. It seems like Dawncrow Festival banners will always have 10% rates. If we go over to a general banner like Bell and Isis, for example, or one of the re-released gacha volumes, right, they will have a draw rate of 8%, and this is going to be the standard banner rates from here on out for actually new banners coming up. Basically, when it comes to gacha banners that are featuring, new characters or returning characters or whatever it is, it'll be 8% rates, as you can see right there. So 4% for scene card, 4% for assistant adventurer. Now, the other thing to note is that, of course, if you're looking at ticket gachas, free gachas like this, they will be 6%. So keep that in mind. That's going to be the difference between all of these gacha banners, basically, is that it's going to be 10% for the festivals, 8% for the normal summonable banners, and then 6% for the free banners in itself. So keep that in mind for future banners. But again, once again, I should say, is that this is going to be a lower rate banner compared to the Fest Volume 1 banner and also the Fest Volume 2 banner. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind, is that if you're a new player, you should expect less URs technically, just based on probability, right? That's one more thing to acknowledge and keep in mind. So overall, already it feels like this event support banner is just there for you to basically dump a little bit more of your Selas into, and for them to, basically get a little bit more money out of you, basically, because you want to get this Bell or Eyes, you want to get maybe more dupes for them, you might want to get their first copies. Now, my point and my thought process with this banner is, at least for me personally, is that this is an easy skip for me. I mean, I have eyes at A2, I have Bell at A2. For me, I think the only thing I'd want to get is Bell at A3, but to be honest, I have more than enough rainbow bonds, so I can probably get him to A3 without any issues. And not to mention, I'd rather go on the Harmonia banner, and this is where I'm going to talk about Harmonia versus Bell. If you are going into this game for the very first time and you're deliberating between Anniversary Bell and Anniversary Harmonia, I would probably say Harmonia is the better decision for you personally, because long term Harmonia is going to be viable on almost every, if not all, teams. And second of all, the other side of the coin is that Bell is a little bit easier to power creep, in my opinion. He's not the easiest to power creep because of his utility, right? He's able to inflict burn, he's got some really good technical cooldowns and stuff, right? Technique and special move cooldowns. He's got chip damage, dot damage with the burn. I think overall he's got a lot going for him in that sense, right? So Bell is not a bad character by any means of the imagination. However, I think overall as a kit and as a unit, adventurers, especially attacking adventurers, are easier to replace, whereas support units like Harmonia are going to be much more difficult, and it'll take a while for them to be replaced. I mean, you look at Haruhime, for example. Haruhime took about a full year to be fully replaced, right? Because while she was kind of getting, you could say, replaced in some ways by Water Lafia and Ahmed and stuff like that, sort of, but not really, Haruhime was still a staple on almost every team. She was able to be put in and chucked into almost every team possible. And so I think it's going to be the same with Harmonia, and that's why I would say if you're a new player coming in with no Harmonia or Bell, I would say Harmonia's banner is a better banner to go for because of, well, Harmonia being a longer term unit in my opinion. Same with Aphrodite as an assist, I would say is better than AIS as an assist in my personal opinion. Better overall assist, that I should say. But along with that as well, higher rates means you're probably likelier, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, you're likelier to get more units, more characters and stuff. And so if you're a new player, you're going to be having a better chance of getting more units for your box. And that's going to be super important for game modes like Uncharted and stuff, right? Whereas with the event support banner, because of the 2% lower rates, you'll get less scene cards, less adventures and assists potentially as well. So just something to keep in mind on that front as well. Furthermore, the other side of the coin and the other thing I would like to talk about as well is if you have Harmonia already and you don't have Bell, depending on your Selas count, I would say that it's not a bad idea to chuck a few multis. Like I said, I think Bell is going to be a really good unit long term still, nonetheless, in terms of like utility wise and stuff. He'll still hold a presence. I just think that in the future, if there's any unit that can be easily replaced between the two, I think Bell is the likelier unit to get replaced over Harmonia. But I don't want to, get it twisted here. I do think Bell is still going to be present in a lot of teams in the future as well. And I do think that especially for future wind events and stuff, he'll still be a super unit to have. So at the same time, if you have Harmonia already, let's say A0, A1, whatever it is, and you're now considering going for more dupes of Harmonia or Bell or just saving, I would say chucking a few multis at Bell is not the worst idea, because Bell is a great character, especially alongside Harmonia. They'll pop off insanely well. And I'm not even talking about the current damage ranking event or anything, like, yes, obviously you'll get a big bonus in being able to be part of the ranking event and everything, right? But I think if you're talking about just logistically in the future as well, for future content and future events, they'll still be an amazing pairing to have. And so in that situation, I would probably say that maybe doing a few multis is a good idea. But I just think that especially because there's just no pity, right? And well, the rewards you get aren't including a guaranteed one of the two new units kind of thing, or returning units I should say. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit it's not, I don't think it's as feasible for me to suggest these units, right? In all honesty, that's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's worth it in that sense. So to me, I would probably say that it's a skip in that sense still, to be fair, because it's just hard to recommend going all in. And the other thing I just noticed as well, it's 0.6% feature rates, because they've for some reason still rated up Ryu, and I assume Seer as well, right? Where is Seer? Yeah, Seer is also rated up. Yeah, no, this banner is just for them to basically get as much currency from you as possible. I would say do 2 or 3 multis at most if you want, but beyond that, it's just such a big risk to take that I don't know if I can recommend it. In all honesty, I really don't know if I can recommend it. I would just personally advise just go bombard this banner more so if you really have to, because you're just gonna get better options here. And not to mention, like I've said, you know, with the likes of Wind Ice still being a thing, or Tarl still being a thing, you are obviously you're gonna get a huge advantage from having Bell in the team, of course, right? But AIS is still a very solid unit. Yes, she's lacking a little bit of her attack speed, and her skills take a little bit of time to proc and stuff, right? Her general animations are a little bit slower than Bell's. That's just the difference between a year-old unit, effectively, it seems like. If you compare other typings as well, it's the same. Fire Bell versus Fire Anya is just a world of a difference. And same with some other units as well. So in that sense, yes, AIS might still be a little bit poorer than Windbell, but that doesn't mean she can hold her own as well. And especially with Harmonia, she'll still do exceptionally well. So I would personally say if you have to skip Windbell, I personally would, to be honest, over outside of 2 or 3 multis. It just doesn't seem feasible, man. The way they've set up this banner and everything, I mean, it's nice that they brought them back again. Like I said, I think it's a good decision from them to bring the banner back so that players can try and get the units if possible, right? Considering, you know, so many people might have missed out on Bell and AIS, I should say, but I just don't think it's feasible for players to go for this banner, to be honest, especially if you have already gotten Bell and Harmonia, which is the other, you know, the other scenario as well. I think if you have Bell and Harmonia already, I think it's an easy skip altogether, to be quite honest. So yeah, just my thoughts. Of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Let me know your thoughts. I'm quite curious. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys make the right decision. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.